Here's what's going on at the Eagle garage. Um, I've been putting this off for far too long. I was going to start this project back in, well, it's August 18th right now. I was going to start this project back in July and just kept putting it off because I just kept loved driving the car. And every time I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to pull it in the garage and just start tearing it down, I'd find some other excuse to not do so. So this weekend, we went over to Devil's Tower. They have a really cool car show over there. And my son took his SX4, I took mine, and the plan was when they came home, it was going in the garage and getting tore down. So that's what I'm doing. So here's what I'm starting with. I've got micro squirt with a 8-foot harness. A set of exhaust manifolds off of a Jeep, the split manifold, which is going to be awesome. And I have tons of turbos. I was originally going to run an HX35 off of a 12-valve Cummins 5.9, but I have several of these C7 cat turbos, and, well, I'm a cat guy, so I'm going to put a cat turbo in it. So I'm also getting ready to start. My son helped me pull the hood off a little bit ago. Hood's off. It's time for teardown. So this is a 258 block, board 60 over, comp 268 hydraulic cam. Oh, what else? Obviously the 4.0 exhaust header, basically a header. And the 258 intake manifold with a GM throttle body TBI carburetor or whatever, if you will. It's, you know, just two injectors and a throttle body. And that's about it for what it is in its current state. I tune it with a wideband, and I've actually been getting the tune pretty close. It runs really, really good. The cold start still sucks. I cannot, no matter what I do, get the idle air control to work. So it's always crank it with your foot barely cracked open on the throttle. I'm sure there's stuff I could do. I use Tuner Pro and Tuner RT for my programming stuff. And I've dinked around in there with cold start, choke, AFR, and whatever. I don't know. I can't get it. So, and I've tried several different idle air controls. And they'll work like I calibrate them, and they'll work the first time I start it. And after that, they go back to basically non-operational, and I have to crack the throttle when I crank it and sit in it for a little bit till it builds a little bit of heat, and then it'll idle. I don't know. I'm over it, basically. So, but I have had pretty good luck recently with the tuning. I drove it a bunch with a laptop sitting there using Win ALDL, and that's good. And I guess there's ways that you can make it self-tune and auto-learn, sort of auto-learn. You can log files and then do a correction deal, and it'll, you know, you can get it that way. I found that didn't work so good for me. So what I did was drive it with the wideband, watching the wideband, and then watching the cells in the fuel table, and see what cell I'm in, and see what my AFR was. If my AFR was lean, I'd add fuel. If my AFR was fat, I'd pull fuel out, just by watching all the cells in that spreadsheet, and got it pretty damn good. It's a little fat at highway. This thing's got 355 gears, and it runs pretty. I don't even have a tack in it, but it's spinning pretty good at 80 miles an hour. And it's pretty fat. It's like a 12.5 AFR. If I back down to about 65, 70 miles an hour, I can still be in fifth gear, and it's running at like 13.5 to 14.2, right in there. I like that a little better for a cruise AFR. But anyway, it was starting to come around, but I said I'm over it. I've been wanting to turbo this thing for many, many years, so it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna keep updating, taking videos of this. They probably won't get uploaded for who knows when, since my main laptop is kind of crapped out, so when I get around to uploading them, it'll be late. It won't be currently as I'm doing it. So, but anyway, hopefully people can learn a little bit from it. I'm going to learn a lot from it, obviously, and I don't know. It should be interesting and fun. So, thanks for watching.